So I was saying we start with composite data types. Essentially, there are two types of composite data types in PLSQL. First one is PLSQL records, and the second one is PLSQL collections. Okay. So we have already discussed earlier what are composite data types. Composite data types are where we can store more than one value, more than a single entry.
Yeah.
Okay, unlike a scalar data type.
Right.
Okay. So first we'll go record.
Okay.
So whenever we use a PLSQL program, most of the time we use it either to read the data from the database or to make changes to the database, correct? And
Sorry.
huh?
No, I didn't get this point.
Okay, I said why do we usually use a PLSQL program? Mostly either to read the data from the database or to make changes to the database.
Yeah.
Okay. So now each table is made up of rows. So instead of dealing one column at a time, wouldn't it be better to deal with one row at a time?
Yeah.
Suppose if a row contains 10 columns, we need then whatever we have been doing till now, whatever we learned yesterday or day before, we have seen that if a row contains say 10 columns, then we need to fetch the data into 10 different variables. Each column's data we store in one variable. So we'll have to
Yeah.
declare 10 separate variables. Now that makes the entire code quite lengthy.
Yeah.
So suppose if like the table that we have, the customer table that we have, that table also has around 10 data. Let me just open that. Yeah. So the tables that we have, even here there are around 9 or 10 columns here.
Okay.
If we want to fetch this data in PLSQL, we need to define 9 variables and then fetch the data into those variables.
Yes.
Now, what if we could define, or what if there could be a facility by which instead of using 9 or 10 different variables, we can fetch all the data from these columns into one data type.
Okay.
Okay. Fortunately, we have that facility, and that concept is called as a record.
That concept is called as
Record, that data type where we can store all the values together, is called a record. Okay. So a record is nothing but a composite data type which can hold more than one piece of information.
record is also a data type.
Yes, it's a composite data type.
Yeah.
Okay, which can hold more than one piece of information.
Yeah.
Like scalar data type hold only a single information like a number or a date or a character. But a
Yeah.
composite data type such as a record can hold more than one value.
Yeah.
What are the advantages of it? Firstly, the code becomes very simple, clean, and easy to maintain.
Code can become
Code becomes very simple, clean, and easy to maintain.
yeah.
And the second advantage is instead of working with long list of variables or parameters, We can work with a record that contains all that information. So we don't have to declare so many variables.
So instead of declaring many variables,
Yeah, instead of working with long
we
list of variables, we can work with a record that contains all the information.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, let's see an example now.
yeah.
We'll use the same this customer table.
Okay.
First, I'll show what if we don't use record.
Uh-huh.
So we have declared all the variables. Now it's not just about variables when it comes to record. We'll see how it's handy when we write the select statement also.
Okay. Neelam, you're not speaking, right?
No, I'm not speaking, I'm just writing right now.
Okay, okay.
Hello?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, so what I did was I declared these variables according to the column type of the table customer. Then I selected these values into the variables that I have declared from customer where this CID is similar to whatever customer ID is present in my customer table. And then I could have displayed all these, but just to save time, I'm displaying just the first name and last name.
Okay.
So now let's run this. Oh, this is spelling mistake. Yeah. Okay, you can see here the
Yeah.
first name and last name is displayed here. Okay, but I had to write so much of code. I had to declare so many variables, and thankfully it was just 9 or 10. What if I had 20 or 30 or say 50 variables, which is very normal when you go to a business table in your
Yeah.
project or wherever you are dealing with a business unit, because there will be
Yeah.
multiple tables and 20 to 30 tables are very normal to find.
Yeah.
If you have to write 20 to 30 variables every time you want to insert something or every time you want to fetch data, it would be a tiresome job, right? The code will become too lengthy. So, in order to make this simple, in order to simplify this process, or in order to make your code more easy and clean, there is a concept of record. So, what will we do? Let's just remove all this. Okay. Then we define a record. So, I'll give any name. You can give anything, whatever you feel like. Then give the table name, okay, from which you have to fetch data. That table name and then the percentage and the keyword row type. Fine.
Yeah.
So this declare what the statement means is we declare a record of customer table with this keyword. Now I'll tell you what this keyword does in a while. Let's just first see how it simplifies my code. Now instead of writing into all these variables, all I have to write it into my record. here, instead of writing this variable, I have to write the record name dot and the column name which is
column.
in the table. Here also it is the same thing. Next time then. Yes, it will just ignore this. Then we got the output as well. So now let me explain what happened. Okay. To declare any record based on a collection of columns in a database table, we use this percentage row type. This percentage row type,
Okay.
what it does is, the fields in the record will take the name and data type from the columns of this table. I'll repeat
Yeah.
again. The field whichever we want it to be there in the record, that will be same as the name and data type of the customer table. So if I see what is present in this record, there is these variables are present. If the customer, this exact thing from here till here is present in my record with the same name and the same data type.
Okay.
Okay. Because of this percentage row type.
Okay.
Okay. Now in my select statement, what I'm doing is select. See, earlier I had to write each and every variable present or each and every column present in the table because I had to map it. Like this column will be mapped to this variable, the second column will be mapped to second variable. So I had to write all the columns. But now that we're storing all the values, we just to select star into the record.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
and then this is the normal from customer where condition. Again, another difference is when we access the columns of the record. That will be record name dot the name of the column present in the table. Okay,
Yes.
this is how you declare and use the record. Declare a record and store value or information from the table into the record.
Yes.
Okay.
Just give me a minute.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Neelam, I have a question here.
Yeah, tell me.
In the select clause,
Yeah.
sorry, in the where class, we have written customer underscore ID equals to C, the
Yeah.
variable.
Yeah.
Here we don't have to give C underscore record dot for customer ID.
No, no. This
I mean,
CID I
from the
have.
table.
No, the CID I have declared outside.
Not the CID variable, the customer ID from the table.
This.
Yeah.
This is present in this table customer.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, this table, this column is present in this table. So I'm checking if this, whenever this column is equal to this value, then
Yeah.
do this. This is just a where condition.
Okay. And in the select class, instead of select star, can we choose only minimum columns, and then we can store it in a record variable?
Okay, you're saying something like this is.
Yeah. Selected columns.
Okay, so if I do this, this is what your question is, right? This is what your question is, right?
Yeah. So I don't want all the columns from the table. I'll select.
It will throw an error saying that few statements are not present. Values are not there. So if it is one, I have to give only one. Like I can have only one. What do you call that? Value here to be inserted to this. There are two values, and I'm saying into one particular value. It is not able to map.
Right. Okay.
It is expecting me to write one more variable here. Since I'm mentioned two here.
So you mean to say when we are creating a record variable, um, the entire record, the all the columns from a table should be stored.
Yeah,
It should be.
yeah. All entire row.
Yeah, entire row.
Yes, entire row I'm storing it in the record. There are
So
ways in yeah, tell me.
even though we don't require a couple of columns, some of the columns,
Mhm.
but still we have to write select star only, so
If
that all the
yeah, if we are using percentage row type. Otherwise, there's another way of doing it, which we'll
row
see
type.
in a while. Okay, but whenever we use percentage row
Okay.
type, we have to copy the entire row.
Okay.
Okay.
And we have to have select star.
Yes.
Okay.
There is another way by which we can choose what we have to display.
Yeah, hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm done with this.
Okay. Okay. So now we saw how to copy the entire row into a record. Now what if I have to change value of one particular column out of that entire row? Okay. Like we saw, if we do this, the first name is Tom. I don't want my first name to be Tom. I want to change it. Then how do I do it? Okay.
Okay.
So everything will be same. Just here, what you have to do is add one line here. Which will be record dot first name, whatever column you have to change. Okay.
Okay.
So now if I run it, see now my name has become ABC.
Okay.
Okay. So I can
Yes.
change any column this way. Correct?
Okay. Yeah. Correct.
So this is how we change any value of a row which we want to change. Okay. Column. So, okay.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So now we'll see. Suppose I have one row stored in a record. Now I want the same row to be stored in another record. So one way of doing it, I'll do the entire thing again and declare another record and write this statement again using the second record name. Correct?
Yeah.
The other way or the simpler way to do this is copy from one record to another record or transfer the value of one record to another record.
Okay.
Okay. How do I do that? In my declare section, in my declare block, I will declare another record. Okay. And this will be the CPA copy thing. Table name percentage row type. Here. Now all I have to do here is let's remove. we will first copy it into record. Okay. Then later on, if we need to copy it into some other record, what we do is just whichever record we want it to be copied into, that record name is equal to which record already has the data. So all the values which are present in C underscore record are copied into C underscore record 1. Okay. To check, what I can do is instead of this, I can see what is present in record 1. Okay. So now this name, first name and last name is present in record 1 as well. So all I have to do was declare a record here with the same type of the same table and then twist this line, initialize it with the previous record.
What if we don't assign the record to the copied record?
What if we don't assign this? Suppose we don't have this.
Yeah.
Then this record will be empty. This record has nothing because we have never copied anything to it. It's just an empty record with the same columns as these,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that is it. There is no
Actually,
value.
the select class actually returning, assigning the
Yes,
table value to C underscore record,
yes,
which is not happening to C underscore record 1. And that is the reason we are assigning.
yeah.
But what is the use of this, Neil, in real
Yeah.
time?
So this will become more clear when we start using procedure and functions because we will be using functions and procedures n number of times. The same set of code, one function I've written, and I'll be using that function maybe from 10 different programs. So there, suppose I have already have a record where I have stored some value, and I don't want to change that record in particular, but I want to change. I mean, I don't want to touch that record and change any values, but I need those values in some other calculation, and there I might need to change it. Okay, so instead of changing the base record, what we'll do is we'll copy it into some other. Now, here, now that I've copied, I can do this. Okay,
Yeah.
now if I run this, see, this is ABC. But if I check my original record, this is still the same. This hasn't changed.
Right.
If I have to do any manipulation of the data without changing the base record, I can do it this way. I can copy it into some other record and then change it and then use it wherever I have to.
Okay.
Is it clear now?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So now we'll talk about the scenario that you said. Suppose we want just few columns and not the entire row. Then what should we do? Okay. Sometimes there could be business requirement which says that you need these number of columns and define the record, but that record need not be of the table type. We just need few columns. We don't need the entire table type or the entire row. That means, or maybe not even any row from the table. In that case, we write the user-defined record. Okay.
Okay.
How to write that? There's a syntax, particular syntax for using which we write the user-defined record. So first is keyword type. Okay. Sorry. So we start with the keyword type. Then we give any record name. Okay. Then this is record. These are the ones in capital are all keywords. You start your bracket like we do in table. Like we create table and then within brackets we write all the data text and the variables, right? Similarly here also, suppose I just need the first name and last name. So I just define variable. Now of this particular record of this type, I need to define few variables. Of this type. Okay.
Neelam,
Yeah.
can you just give me 2 minutes? I'm getting a call from my
Sure.
manager.
Sure. No problem.
Neelam? Hello.
Yeah, hello, should we continue?
Yes, we can continue. But Neelam, I have a uh, sorry. I have to stop this today with this example because there are some defects I need to fix it and drop it today in the evening.
Okay.
So manager want me to work today instead of taking the train. Uh, how can we can we do it on Saturday for today? Can we extend this for one day?
Yeah, okay, no problem.
No problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can finish this example and then we can stop this.
Okay. 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 So here what I did was, this is how we declare a user-defined record. The keyword type, the name, then is record, and then whatever fields you want it to be. Okay.
No, no.
Then you have to declare a variable of that record type. Okay. And then instead of using the record itself here, like we did for other records, when we use percentage row type, we did select these things into this variable. Now you see here I can add both separately. It won't show me an error because this record, this variable is of this type which already holds two columns. So it can map it clearly. Okay.
Yeah.
And to access these columns, I have to give this variable dot whatever columns present here in the record. If I run this, it's giving me the name. I'll repeat again. What I did was I declared a record. This is the syntax. Okay, I included all the columns that I needed. And then I declared a variable of that particular record.
Yeah.
And then instead of selecting the columns into a record, I selected it into the variable of that record. And then I use
Yeah.
to retrieve also, I have to use the variable name itself. Variable name dot the column name. Is it clear?
Yeah. Here
Yeah.
we are first taking the entire record into C underscore record,
Yes.
and so out of that we are creating a variable for those two columns, first name
Yes.
and last name.
Yes.
It's just like a record only, but out of the record we are taking only some of the columns and assigning it to variable underscore record.
No, no. This variable underscore record can hold all the columns present inside this record.
That's what. So out of our entire record we are taking some of the columns.
No, no, no. See, this is the entire record. Okay. This
Yeah, C underscore record has entire record.
entire record. What I'm doing is I'm just creating a reference of that record. So this reference will
Yeah.
hold as many columns as present in the record.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. It has F name also, it has L name also, it has both.
Okay. Now if I want to use one more column which is not listed in the C underscore record block.
Please repeat your question.
Yeah. So we have listed first name and last name in
Yeah.
the C underscore record block. So if I want to use which is not listed here, but it is a part of C underscore record, can we use that column?
It is a part of this record you're saying,
Yeah, yeah.
and it is not a part of, it is not here. That is what you're saying. Then
Um,
can, then can we use it here? It's your question.
okay, okay.
Is
Can you
this
can
is
you go a little?
no, no. Is this your question that if I have suppose another here. Correct? This is your question, right? That it's present here, but I'm not copying anything here. So can I do this here?
No, no, no.
Right?
So generally, a record concept is actually we take the entire record from a table,
Yeah.
and out of that records, we can use the columns by referring the record there.
Hmm.
So since we are displaying first name and last name only here,
Hmm.
let's say the region is not listed here.
Okay.
The region is not
Not
listed here.
not listed here or not listed here?
Yeah, in the first place.
Okay. It is not mentioned here. Okay.
So region is not mentioned here.
Yeah.
So we can't use the region here.
No, it cannot.
Okay. Since we are in the select clause, we are taking only first name and last name.
Yes. Whatever is mentioned here, only that can be mentioned here also. So there are two variables here. So here also I can add only two columns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay then. Let's meet tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll have to write a mail.
No, no,
Linda,
that's okay. I'll inform.
no, for the Saturdays. I mean, extending the training.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I'll take care of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.